This is KATU News at 6 on your side.
Remember the phrase, the city that works. It's the city that jerks. You know, I mean, how can you be this dysfunctional?
This story's brand new at 6 tonight. Pulling out of Portland. After 4 decades of doing business in the city, a local developer says he's done. Good evening. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Steve Dunn.
And I'm Deborah Knapp. Kevin Howard just sold his last piece of property in Oregon. KATU's Angelica Thornton has more on the final straw that sent him over the river.
Ask Kevin Howard how he feels about Portland, and his emotions run the gamut. Mostly frustration as he opens the fence to his final slice of the city.
This property was listed in January of 21 for $795,000. Yesterday, we sold it for $412,000.
A big loss, but Kevin says he had nothing left in the tank. This tiny piece of property, a former pizza parlor, has been a nightmare for the past 3 years.
The supposed homeless came in and kicked in the door, the front door, and lived in it. And I waited till they came out and I had to board it up.
But Kevin says that didn't do much. They just broke in again and again, living inside, outside, even in his dumpster enclosure, which they eventually set on fire. And Kevin tells us he got nowhere when he called police.
And I said, well, what does the homeowner do? What does the property owner do? And they said, well, call the Central City Concern. And I said, what'll they do? And they said, well, they'll probably come out and give them a cup of coffee and some hot soup.
He looked into hiring a security guard, but that was too expensive, $15,000 a month. So he decided to get a fence, but the wait was 4 months.
I said, why? And they said, because homeowners, like mad, are fencing their property to keep the drug addicts and the homeless out.
So the trash piled up, and Kevin tried to keep up, but it wasn't enough. Last summer, the city hit him with a nuisance fine.
And it was $539.71.
Kevin paid it. A month later, he got a bigger bill, the original amount plus a penalty. The city told him they lost his check. So he paid the bill again, plus the extra $100.
2 weeks later, they sent me another bill for $639.71. I called them up, and they said, well, this might be a duplicate bill, but we've already put a lien on your property.
The fence was finally installed, and Kevin was able to clean up the property and eventually get the lien removed. But the drama dragged on for more than 6 months.
I just remember the phrase, the city that works. That it's the city that jerks. You know, I mean, how can you be this dysfunctional?
We reached out to the bureau that fined Kevin, Development Services. They confirmed there was an error, telling us the issue was resolved and there's no outstanding balance owed. We also asked Mayor Ted Wheeler's office for an interview. Wheeler has been vocal about improving livability, reducing taxes and fees, restoring people's faith in Portland.
People are picking up and they are leaving our community.
A spokesman told us the Bureau of Development Services is not under Mayor Wheeler's portfolio. Commissioner Carmen Rubio's office did not get back to us.
In the last year, 23,000, 13,000 for the fence, graffiti cleanup, painting the building.
$23,000 in 1 year just to manage this mess. But Kevin, who founded Northwest Self-Storage and owns 70 properties over the past 4 decades, says it isn't about this one address.
I've been all over the world. I live in Australia for a couple years. I've been in all 50 states and all over. And I came back to Portland and I came back to Oregon because I loved it. I loved the people, the greenery, the lifestyle, and
this was just the last straw.
Sorry.
And the bittersweet ending to his life and work in Oregon. In Portland, Angelica Thornton, KATU News.